Welcome to the Christian Education Department of the Nigerian Baptist Convention, the DLS, the Discipleship Lifestyle, for the second week of the month of June. And the topic is causes and effects of human trafficking. Human trafficking is a grave violation of human rights, and it continues to plague our world. It is an insidious crime that preys on vulnerability, exploits desperation, and shatters lives. To understand its root and combat this evil, we must delve into the multifaceted causes that sustain it. In this teaching, we will explore the factors driving human trafficking, drawing insight from various sources, including biblical passages. The number one cause of human trafficking is poverty. This is a breeding ground for human trafficking. Extreme poverty is one of the most significant drivers of human trafficking. When people lack basic necessities like food, shelter, education, and healthcare, they become vulnerable targets for traffickers. Poverty forces individuals to seek better opportunities elsewhere. Another cause is lack of education and healthcare. A lack of education perpetuates vulnerability. When people are denied access to quality education, they remain unaware of their rights and unable to escape exploitative situations. Similarly, inadequate healthcare leaves them physically weakened and unable to resist the traffickers. Yes. Another cause is demand for cheap labor and sex. The demand for cheap labor and sexual services fuel human trafficking. Consumers seeking inexpensive goods carelessly incentivize businesses to exploit cheap labor. Similarly, the demand for commercial sex, especially with minors, drives the recruitment and exploitation of vulnerable individuals. Another cause is lack of human rights protections. Inadequate legal protections leave victims defenseless. When governments fail to enforce anti-trafficking laws or provide safe migration options, traffickers exploit the resulting gaps. A lack of awareness and education about human rights aggravates this problem. What are the devastating effects of human trafficking? And this will check the biblical and societal perspective. Number one of these, we have psychological and physical trauma. Victims of human trafficking often endure severe psychological trauma. The exploitation and abuse can lead to a range of mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. The constant fear and stress can result in a long-term depression and anxiety disorder. Another is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Many survivors experience PTSD, reliving their trauma through flashbacks and nightmares. To cope with their reality, some victims turn to drugs and alcohol, leading to addiction. Loss of basic human rights. Human trafficking strips individuals of their fundamental rights, such as freedom, dignity, and right of self-determination. Victims often lose their childhood, family connection, and ability to make choices about their own lives. Another is societal and economic impact. The effect of human trafficking ripple through societies and economies. This is disruption of communities. Trafficking can tear apart families and communities, leaving a void that is hard to fill. Economic strain. Need for rehabilitation services and the loss of productive individuals can strain economic resources. Criminalization. Some survivors are wrongfully prosecuted for crimes they were forced to commit while being trafficked. Another is barriers to recovery. Having a criminal record can hinder a survivor's ability to rebuild their life, affecting employment and housing opportunities. For teachers, we have these practical questions for us. What can individuals do to help combat the effect of human trafficking? Individuals can support anti-trafficking organizations, educate themselves and others about the signs of trafficking, and advocate for stronger laws and support the system for survivors. Faith communities can provide spiritual support, raise awareness, offer practical assistance to survivors, and engage in advocacy work to combat trafficking. Awareness is crucial as it informs the public, help identify victims, and prevent trafficking by educating potential targets about the risk. The effects of human trafficking are profound and long-lasting. As a society, and in accordance with biblical teachings, we are called to act justly, love mercy, and work humbly in our effort to eradicate this evil and heal its survivors. Thank you. My name is Oluwaseun Odebile. God bless you. See you next week.